Welcome to Halas Hall Report, live every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and Sunday mornings at 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Live talking Chicago Bears football with Mike the Bear Fan. And your host, Ken Dobb. Also on the panel, we have the football analyst, Woody, who was named for the Woody wrap-up on game days. Next on the panel, we have Bear Down Mike. He is the youngest, but don't be fooled. This guy knows this Bear squad. He can bring a different insight. Halas Hall Report breaks down the Chicago Bears team all year long, from the offseason through the draft. Also, the legend of tailgating, Billy Defense Flores, joins the crew live at 1st and 10 tailgating. You can find him at all home games at Soldiers Field. Also, the Bear Fan, who has been here since the first year of Halas Hall Report, welcome Bear Fan Dan, where he is known for studs and duds after every game. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Roku if you have a TV. They are all over social media. You won't find no better sources for Chicago Bears news like injury reports, team updates for breaking news for all the good and the bad the team does. Halas Hall Report will be live for the 6th season. And they are teaming up with the best sports podcast out on social media.
This is Northeast Streaming Sports.
Hey, good evening, everyone, for Halas Hall. We are live on Fire TV, Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even a Twitter account today, or X account. We are live, and guess what? It is schedule day, gentlemen, and there's some Hard Knocks news. But first, let's go around the panel. Hey, Woody, how are you this evening?
See me big fucking fat face on TV. It's amazing.
Isn't it great? Mike, I know you're watching a movie. You need to change over. So you go, hey, wife, look, I'm on TV. How you doing tonight?
She'll watch it tomorrow.
You watch it tomorrow? Well, no, we're live now.
We're live now. Mike's got to upload it. And then, of course, Mike, who's doing some things in the back. But welcome, everyone, to our Fire TV. Started our first live on Fire TV. If you haven't gotten to the network yet, please go to the Huddle Facebook page. We've uploaded step-by-step instructions on how you can find us on Fire TV. Kind of cool to see us on here live right now. When there isn't a show on live, like we currently are, then a show from one of the many shows in the library will play. So there's going to always be a podcast of one sort or another on the network. So pretty cool. A new day. I mean, Woody, would you have thought a year ago we'd be doing this today?
No, Fire Stick. I'm glad I introduced it to everybody. Right, Ken? Mike? Come on now. But yeah, it's amazing how far we got. You know, I've been doing this 5 years now.
Yeah.
And this is what it becomes, and it's great work.
Bear down, Mike. I mean, you joined us last season. Did you ever envision when you came on to this little podcast on Facebook that would be on Fire TV and Roku and all these other places?
For the short time I was here, no. I think it's going to blow up less fast, but I'm happy to be part of it.
How's the movie, Mike?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's paused right now.
Well, hey, guys, we actually have some business. So let's get some comments before we get to business. I knew she'd be there. She doesn't disappoint. Yoli's our first comment on Fire TV. Hello, Yoli. Yes, we are on Fire Stick now. Even your Packer shows are there. Look, she even announces Yoli here.
Wow.
Yoli does not miss a beat. Good evening, Matt. Matt is the second, and fitting that Matt's also on. He's on. He watches a lot of our shows. Brent, good evening. Woody, you got a fan? Yoli. Oops. Yoli's like, hey,
Yoli.
Hi, Woody. He's like, hi, Woody. But yeah, so it's great that we're on. But let's get into some business, should we? Let's get some business. So today, we started the Hard Knocks discussion. So it came out today that the New York Giants were going to be on Hard Knocks, and Bears fans everywhere rejoiced. Yay, we dodged the bullet. Those idiots volunteered because they weren't one of the 3 teams that could be forced to do it. Well, as it turns out, they didn't volunteer to do it. The show they're going to be on is a new Hard Knocks show that covers the free agency and the draft, coming in the draft. So get you into the war rooms and all that. So guess what that means? The Bears are still in the running for the training camp, Hard Knocks. What do you think?
Like I said, I'm glad. I'm interested in seeing how they training camp, blah blah blah. See how they play, see their players, how they're doing, see how Caleb's gonna fail. But no, I'm excited. Hear about past teams. The fans love it, and I can't wait.
Mike, what do you think about the Bears possibly being on Hard Knocks and HBO?
I'm excited and nervous at the same time. Like I want to watch it, but I feel like it's a big distraction for them.
Yeah, that's kind of the comment that a lot of teams give, but Aaron Rodgers turned it into, I want to speak with the voice of God, and they had some fun with it. And oh, by the way, Woody, grab your wife, tell her to look at the screen in about 5 seconds. It's about a delay from where we are right now to what's on the TV, and she can get a close up of the Woody. So hold on a second, Woody. Give her the smile because you're there now.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Boom.
7. There I am. Nice
Little bit
Yankee
of a delay.
shirt. Yeah. Well, by the way, love you, Dad. Hang in there. We're with you.
We're all praying for Woody's dad, who's having the hard fight right now. And he's also making Woody get exercise. This is the March and Mile.
Couldn't find fucking parking, goddamn Lehigh Valley Hospital.
Yeah. Dre says Hard Knocks is a distraction. Nathan's already getting to the schedule. Nathan, we're going to get there in a minute. We have the schedule.
Yeah.
But before we do the schedule, we want to talk a little Hard Knocks. We got an hour. We got time. Okay, so that's another schedule thing. Wait, Bears going to kick Cowboys' ass. We
don't play them this year.
Yeah, we don't play
Yeah,
Dallas.
we don't
So, yeah, sorry, Bradley. But Hard Knocks, I think the Bears are still the odds-on favorite for the training camp edition. We're going to have to wait and see. That has not been announced yet. But now, because everyone wants to jump into it, let's just get into the season. All right, there's the schedule. Here's the first 11 weeks of the season for you. So we open up with the Titans. Let's just do it week by week. Week 1 at home, noon start, 1 o'clock, you East Coast people. Bears, Titans. Mike, what do you think of that matchup to start week 1 at home for Caleb Williams?
CJ Stroud versus Caleb Williams, the first game of the season.
No,
it's the Titans.
That's the Titans.
Oh, Titans.
I'll correct. It's that
Will
fucking
Levis.
movie you're
Will
watching, Mike.
Levis. Will Levis.
Will Levis.
That's your movie you're watching.
Guy. With all the weapons they have, I want to send they should send a message to this team and to the rest of the teams that the Bears are coming. That would be a statement win right there.
What do you think? What do you think, Woody?
It's at home. I say the Bears win 3-0.
The question is Eberflus going to have them ready to go? That was the problem last season.
I think
defensively, we do have good week ones. Remember 2 years ago, we beat the Niners in that flood game, but we only won two more games after that. But we have usually a week one.
Week 1 defensively, they'll be ready. I'll say week 1's a game they can win it with Levis because they got some big changes there too. Their best offensive weapons gone. They really that's a team that's kind of going a little bit in the wrong direction. The Bears are going in the right direction. Then we go to week 2. This is the game, and they were smart. September 15th, Bears Texans in Houston on Sunday Night Football. So this will be Caleb. We're in week 2, and already Caleb gets a nationally televised primetime game. Go figure that was going to happen. I'll go Mike first. What do you think? Bears Texans week 2 Sunday Night Football.
With all the weapons they got and Stroud, it's prime time. I think it's going to be struggle.
Yep.
For Caleb and the Bears.
Woody?
Yep. That's going to be too much pressure for Caleb right off the bat. CJ Stroud, and let me say, watch Houston. I'm saying they're going to win a playoff game and go pretty far. That's going to be trouble for us on week 2, especially on the road.
Yeah, on the road makes it a little bit tough for sure. Sunday Night Football, Caleb's first nationally televised game. Man, it depends where this offense is. I'm not worried about the defensive side of the ball. I mean, defense, we're going to give Stroud trouble. We know this defensively. My question is going to be where that offense is going to be week 2 in Caleb's first prime time, big time game. That game is going to be a struggle. I'm not ready to call it a win or a loss yet, but it should be a really, really good game. And kudos to the NFL. I mean, look at, two of the biggest young quarterback names in the league, and they got them already week 2 on a nationally televised game. And that takes us to week 3. This one, I'm just going to start. Bears Colts, December 21st, noon game. That right there is a W. Colts just they've got a lot of issues in Indy. Will Richardson be healthy? Supposedly he will. I don't see us losing to the Colts. That's at the Colts, right? So I don't.
Yep.
I'll give us a way too early to call W. Mike, what do you got for that game?
I got the W. I think Anthony Richardson, he got injured and now he's going to be back. I think it's still going to be a struggle for him, for that entire team.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit on the back there on the comments there. Dre said the last game was going to be a hard game. He thinks Timothy thinks the Bears beat Stroud.
Well,
interesting. And even Yoli, look at Packers fan. She admits Bears got a good lineup. Week 2 though, we're talking with the Colts, and you're taking the win. Mike, what about you, Woody, for week 2 matchup?
Yeah, I mean, Colts. Yeah, Richardson, if he's going to be healthy. Really the only big player they have is maybe Pittman. So I think Bears win that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears too. Shocker. I too will take the Bears for the W there. Well, I already said it, but I'm reaffirming it. Okay, then we go to week 4. This will be a big game, September 28th, at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford coming to town. Woody, what's your take on that game?
Bears play good against Stafford. Not much of a running game they have. Like I said, again, with all the weapons we have, I say Rams or Bears win at home.
Yoli is quantifying her earlier statement that, and I already knew this about Yoli, but she's the only girl in a Green Bay Packer fan, Her 8 brothers are Bears fans. Dre
Very
says
smart
it's a
family.
W.
Very, very smart family.
I know.
Most
What went wrong? What went wrong, Yoli? Defense shuts down the Rams, is what Timothy says. Mike, what's your take on this Rams game?
Yeah, sure.
I feel the same way. I think our offense is going to be ready. Our defense is definitely. They don't have Aaron Donald anymore, so we ain't got to be worried about him. He's which Matthew Stafford going to get? The guy was on interceptions, or he's going to throw a ton of yards and blow us out of the water. Who knows?
So
Stafford's going to be sweating that day, fellas.
Well, I look at it this way: like Aaron Donald being gone is a big hole on that defense. Stafford is a mixed bag against the Bears over his career, but we've had a lot of success. But different regimes, different players now. I'd like to say, in my homer take, the Bears are going to get the W, but the Rams came on really good at the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
But once again, granted, no more Aaron Donald. But offensively, they came on. Puka came out of nowhere. But I think the defense will handle a lot better than Detroit's did. So, yeah, I'd have to take the Rams there too. Or the Bears. I think a lot of the pundits will take the Rams because Chicago was never a popular pick. But then after the Rams game, then we get the Panthers. So
it's a bye week. Okay, good.
Yeah, exactly. October 6th, week 5 at noon at home in Chicago. It's the Panthers, Bears. The last two number ones square off. Is anyone here not taking the Bears for that game? Or can we just move past it?
Yeah, just move past it.
Okay.
I think characters will take the Panthers.
So after we destroy the Panthers, we go to London and we get the London Jaguars because they're playing 2 weeks in a row. By the way, I want to give this note: the Jaguars play Week 6 and Week 7 in London this year. One game's a home game, one game's an away game. Week 6 is their away game. Week 7 is their home game. Just move the team to London permanently, will you? But the Jags in London, October 13th, right, against the Jags, which has a significant day for Woody too. So I'll let Woody talk about October 13th.
This is our first game overseas, right?
For this year, yes. In about 2 or 3 years now, right?
I think the Bears are going to struggle. I'm going to take the Jags in London.
Ooh, Mike, what about you?
I want to take the Bears. Trevor Lawrence, is he the guy in Jacksonville? That question's still up in the air. I'm going to take the Bears. I think the defense is going to handle that Jaguars offense. Our running game is going to beat their defense.
Yeah, and I like the running back they've got, Etienne. He's pretty good. Yep. He's surprisingly good. People discount him. The Jags aren't the rolling mat they used to be. I think it could be a very good game. Like Yoli says, it's going to be interesting. Of course, being a Bears show, I'm taking the Bears. But
of course, another 2 number 1 picks going at it.
Yeah, 2 more number 1 picks. Boy, the NFL's getting these storylines with these young quarterbacks in place with the Bears. Week 7, we got the bye number 2, if you count the Panthers as bye number 1. Then we come back October 27th, a rematch once again in Washington for the second year in a row. We go to the Commanders, so it's the number 1 pick versus the number 2 pick. It's a noon game, October 27th. Woody, this is your boy we're playing, so I'm going to you first.
I don't know. Even though Washington's Washington, they did a lot in the draft, a lot in free agency. It's not going to be easy as Bears think, but I think the Bears pull out a squeaker.
He's calling it a squeaker even. What do you think, Mike? Bears and the Commanders. Number 1 versus
I'm
number 2.
I'm going to say the Bears. And Amazon must be loving this 3 years in a row. Bears Commanders.
Yeah, but that's not a nationally televised game, though.
It's not a Thursday night game. I don't want another Thursday night game like they played. My God.
You know who's going to want payback, right? Montez Sweat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. His old team. Teams
traditionally your quarterback.
Teams traditionally do well. Our players traditionally do well against teams they've left. Yoli. Okay, I'm going to put this up there, but Yoli, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I know, Yoli. It's coming. I know this. That's what she wants to talk about. I know it, Yoli. But the NFL, and I'll get to it after we get through the first 11. But then we go week 9. Arizona Cardinals, 3:05 start. Kyler Murray, the guy you can't see above his lineman. Oh, and by the way, for the Commanders, I'm taking the Bears. Cardinals, though, I'll start with you, Mike. How do you see that Bears-Cardinals game in Arizona?
I think we run them in the dirt. Whether they got what's his name? They drafted now I can't remember the guy's name.
Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison Jr. They only got one weapon. They got rid of the other guy, Rondale Moore, their other good wide receiver. So one guy's gonna catch it. Come on, Bears steamroll them.
The Bears are pretty young though too. I don't know if I like that. I mean, not that I'm disagreeing that the Bears win here, but saying that it's because the team is young. Green Bay was the youngest team in the league last year, and they went pretty deep in the playoffs. Just saying. So Yoli, you're welcome. Woody, what do you think about this Bears game in Arizona?
I'm interested in the matchup between Harrison Jr. and Rome. I want to see who has better stats. Connor's a good runner for Arizona. I don't think Kyler Murray's the answer. I think the Bears pull it out.
Wow, Tim says the Packers overachieved last year. Tim, be careful. Yoli's coming for you. She is coming for you with a comment like that. So I agree with Woody. I don't think Kyler Murray is the answer. However, that team played a heck of a lot better when Kyler Murray came off injury. If he's still healthy by this point of the season, they'll probably be a pretty decent team. But I think the Bears will once again win in the desert. Cam Butters, who comments on the show a lot, he lives in Phoenix. I am sure he will be at that game, sending me video, taunting me because he's there and I'm not. I'm sure exactly what's going to happen. So then the following week, Veterans Day weekend, week 10, noon, Veterans Day weekend, and we get the Pats. How great is that? Another noon start. A lot of noon starts for the Bears. If they're not prime time, they seem to be noon. We got Bears Pats on the 10th of November, so Veterans Day weekend. What do you got for that Pats game, or is this one of those games that why are we even talking about?
I'll be at the game. My first Chicago Bear game at Soldier Field. I went to 31 Bears games. My first time in Chicago. What am I gonna fucking say? We're gonna blow them out.
Would you get some applause for that one? Yeah, Mike.
What
do you think? What do you think about this?
We're definitely going to hand them a loss. They're a young team, first time head coach. Never played together. Rookie quarterback. They're going to be a mess for at least another year. They don't have any real weapons. Ezekiel Elliott's gone. He's back in Dallas. Need I say more? Is that the only person I'm thinking of?
I mean, well, then again, look, it's gonna be another one of these young quarterback, right?
Drake May.
It's a rookie quarterback, standoff. Caleb. I mean, I just don't think the Bears were unique in picking in the top 3 because they won a bunch of games last year, comparatively speaking. So I don't see this as being too good of a game. With New England too, it's new everything, right, across the board. I don't see New England having much success.
I'm calling it now. Tyson Bagent will come in the second half to finish the game.
Just because?
Just because.
Okay. So finally, week 11. Yes, you heard this right. The 10th game of the season. We finally get a division rival. Noon game. The day before my birthday, because I'm a November 18th, baby. The day before my birthday, so it's a birthday weekend celebration for Ken the Bear fan. We get Bears Packers at Soldier Field. Yoli's going to blow up the comments in about 2 seconds. So before she does, Woody, what do you think? Bears Packers? Do we break the 10-game losing streak in this game?
I think we're going to split this year. I think this is the year we're going to beat them at home. They're going to beat us in Green Bay. And I wanted to ask Yoli, you say you're going to be there. Is that the Patriots game you're going to be there? Please answer me. But I think we're going to split. Yeah, I know. Come on, Woody. We're going to split this year. This will be the year we break that streak. What, 7-year streak?
5.
So, yeah, we're going to win at home, but it's going to be by 3. It's going to be under 7.
Yep.
Ooh, hold on before you go, Mike. Hold on. Okay, so Yoli's going to be there, I guess, for the New England game. So there you go.
Tailgate.
Be on the lookout. Tailgate, and go make sure you tailgate with Billy and the crew. So what do you think of this first Packer meeting? Bears Packers week 11. It's a noon game, which I think they may end up flexing, depending where we both are at that point in the season. What do you think?
I think the Bears are going to be better prepared for this team. They're going to have actual tape to watch of the young players. I'm hoping Jordan Love has a sophomore slump. I think the Bears squeak by. I'm going to agree with Woody. 3 points, Cairo Santos field goal.
Yeah.
I think the Bears they're going to I'm not going to say split. I want us to sweep the Packers.
Oof.
Wait, Yoli's got something for you, Mike.
Oh, brother.
So, I think every Bear fan wants what Mike says. I think this week 11, by this time we have all of last year's tape plus whatever adjustments LaFleur and Love have made up there. This defense will be keyed up and ready for the band of no-name wide receivers they got up there. And I can already hear Pack fans, but we got Dobbs and we got Christian, who hasn't done jack, is on a make-or-break year. They've got that committee of wide receivers that did really good last year.
Reed.
But, dude, defensively, I don't see them. If this offense by week 11 is clicking, which it should be with the receiving core, probably the best receiving core in the NFL, with his running back room, which is really good. I'm sorry, this will be not a coronation, if you will, but this will be a breaking of the streak. Caleb will get his first win over Green Bay in game 1. And it's going to be a wake-up call to Green Bay, I think, too. So I think Green Bay is going to walk in thinking, look, you haven't beat us in 5 years. What makes you think now? And this is when we get them.
And they don't have Aaron Jones to hurt us anymore with.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a big believer in Josh Jacobs. We stopped him last year.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs got a better line to run behind in Green Bay, but I'm not as afraid of Josh Jacobs as I am Aaron Jones. For sure. I agree with you there. But then we finally that takes us through week 11. So now we get into the back end. So now look at week 11, 12, 13, 16, or 15, 16, and 18 is all division. So basically 6 of the last 8 games are divisional games. Then we go after playing the Packers at home. Then the next week, November 24th, we got the Vikings at home. Here comes, hey, welcome to the show. Bear fan Dan joins us on the Fire Stick and Roku and YouTube and everywhere else tonight. Good evening, Dan. You missed games 1 through 11. We're on game 12, which is the Bears after we come off a victory against the Packers at Soldier Field, where we stay home and get the Vikings the next week. So this is one of those games. I think the Vikings, by this point, will know who they are. I don't see the Vikings beating us at all this year. So I'm just going to end it with that and go to Woody.
Yeah, I think they're rebuilding. I think Sam Darnold's going to start, but I think J.J. McCarthy might start playing in week 2. I think we're sweeping the Vikings this year. So, yeah, definitely a win.
Let me see. And Matthew says, as a big Packer fan, I would much rather lose to the Bears than lose to the Vikings because at least there's a history there in the feud. And let's face it, the Bears are a better team than the Vikings. But Dan, hopping you right into the fire. Week 12, what do you got? We got Bears, Vikings. Who do you got at home?
I think the Bears at home. I think the Bears this week at week 12 at home.
What about you, Mike?
I think the Vikings are going to be competitive, but they're still going to lose. They're still rebuilding. They're going to have a younger team. Either Sam Darnold or Drake or JJ throwing the ball. I don't think it really matters. They're going to have their troubles. So yeah.
Hey, and real quick, Matthew, please tell me in the comments if I pronounced your last name right. Is it Lewandowski? Like the soccer player that now unfortunately plays for Barca. Used to play for the team right up there, Bayern. But just wondering if I said your name right.
We're talking about the real football, Ken.
Yeah, I know. So we all have the Bears winning that game. So hey, 2-game winning streak right there, 3-game winning streak. Then we go to Thanksgiving. 3 weeks in a row, we go division. We go to the Detroit Fool's Gold, same old Lions on Thanksgiving, who just rolled up a fleet of Brinks trucks to pay that bum of a quarterback they called Jared. I have no talent, Goff, and choking big games. Look at. I made a lot of fun of the Lions there. I don't mean any of that. They're actually a pretty good team. We're in a dogfight with them for the division this year. But I look at it this way. The Vikings don't do well on Thanksgiving. They really don't. The Bears own them on Thanksgiving. They don't do well on Thanksgiving games. I think the Bears last year, we cracked the code on them, and they never recovered. I think the Bears walk into Detroit, and we beat the Lions on Thanksgiving at their home place. And a lot of it's just because it's a Thanksgiving game, and they, for whatever reason, it's one of those things. They just don't play well on Thanksgiving. I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
Thanksgiving? Well, they usually play pretty good on Thanksgiving. Usually.
7 years in a row they lost.
Well, a few of those years were the loss since we played them.
Well, the one loss was when DeAndre Swift dropped that winning touchdown against us. But who's counting?
Yeah, we'll win that one. Be a close one, but we should win it.
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I'm not gonna make fun of Detroit. They've definitely gotten better. Their secondary got a hell of a lot better through the draft. It's not gonna be easy, but I think we squeak by with a win. But it's not gonna look pretty on either side of the ball for either team. I think it's gonna be sloppy on the offense for both sides of the team because their defense got better, but our defense got extremely better. Like I said, I think we squeak by with the win, but it's not going to look the prettiest.
And I did get Lewandowski right. Thank you, Matthew. What do you think about that game?
I think Detroit breaks their streak. I think they beat us on Thanksgiving by a close score.
Okay. Of course, guys, remember this is all the way too early predictions that we're doing tonight. After the Lions game of Thanksgiving, this is a tough one. December 8th, we go out to Cali. If it's not beachfront property in Arizona by then, we go out to Cali. Bears Niners 325, a rare 325 start for us. December 8th. Dan, what do you think? Bears Lions. Whoops, I just did the button. There we go. Bears Lions. What are you thinking, Dan? Or not Bears Lions?
Bears,
Bears
49ers.
Bears 49ers. Ken, you want me to do this for you? You want me to fucking run this show for you?
Hey.
That one, I think the 49ers probably going to win that one.
Yeah, Mike's already shaking his head, so I'm just gonna go to Mike. Mike, you got the Niners?
Yeah, I got the Niners. I think Shanahan is going to outcoach Eberflus pretty damn well.
Woody?
They're gonna fucking pound us into the ground. Plain and simple.
Man, there's just no love for your Bears.
I love you, Ken, more than the Bears. I mean, does that mean anything to you?
It does, but a little awkward. But no, I mean, look, I don't think they're going to get pounded. I think, look, at the Bears defensively are a top tier defense. They can match up against a lot of teams. Offensively, it's going to be a question of where we're at with Caleb, how the offense has progressed in Shane Waldron's system. It's going to be a good game. I don't think the Bears, because look at the Packers gave the Niners a good game. The Lions gave them a good game. There's no reason the Bears cannot give the Niners a good game. I think the Niners do end up with the W, but I think like most Bears games this year, it's going to be a one-score game. I don't see, and who knows where they're at, where the teams are at injury-wise. So in the way too early, let's go Bears, Joe. In the way too early production, I think this is going to be a really good game. It's going to be a tight game. But yeah, I'll take the 49ers too, because you always get the home team, the +3, right? After the Niners game, okay, this next game we got to talk about. Monday, December 16th, week 15, Bears Vikings Monday Night Football. Now, since 2016, the Bears have played quite a few Monday Night Football games. They've played a bunch of teams once, like 5 teams once. They've played now the Vikings 6 times. The last 3 were 2020, 22, 23, and now 24. So 4 of the last 5 years they've played Minnesota on Monday Night Football. The NFL loves them some Bears Vikings Monday Night Football for some reason. Dan, what do you think of this game? I mean, I know a lot of us already said how we felt for the season, but how do you think this game is going to go on national television?
You'll agree with me. Go ahead, Dan.
National TV in Minnesota. Probably going to see McCarthy my guess is McCarthy probably by then. I don't know. Being in Minnesota, Vikings in a very close game.
Ooh, perfect time because here's Jason on a Bears show, mind you. Y'all are a bunch of homers. The Bears would be lucky to win 6 games.
How am I a homer?
We have the third easiest schedule. Come on.
How am I a fucking homer?
He might be a Lions or a Packers fan. So you're taking Minnesota, though, at home on Monday Night Football to beat the Bears. Mike, what do you think? Because we're a bunch of homers.
I think if you're a Vikings fan, avoid Monday Night Football because you're all going to get your asses handed to you. I think
Yeah,
Caleb Williams and this Bears team are going to come out and make a statement on this division.
Woody, what you thinking?
Well, since I'm a fucking homer, which I'm probably the most realistic Bear fan out there, but I'm not a homer at all. But I say, like I said,
Lies.
we're gonna sweep Minnesota this year.
Wait, he said he's not a homer.
Who's not a homer? Me? Oh God, please.
He's realistic. No,
Yeah.
look, I mean, this game, it's interesting because Big Money Kirk is no longer there. You always give us the googly eyes, like, what are you talking about?
She's looking at me.
Yeah, she must be. The Vikings are a weird team for me. They can win 6-9, or they can win 3-6. I mean, I'll take the Bears on Monday Night Football because Minnesota just does not do well on Monday Night Football. They just have it, and I don't see that look changing this year with either of the quarterbacks they've got. Going into week 16, rematch again, another divisional game. Bears Lions, December 22nd, noon start. I'll start with that one. Look, I'm going to say we're going to lose that game to the Lions and split. The problem with having 6 of your last 8 games against the division, with them all being so close, it's going to be hard. And this is the whole division's like this. The entire NFC North plays each other not one game until week 11. And then 6 of the last 8 are all division games. When you're playing division rivals that closely, it's going to be really hard to sweep. I'm going to give the Lions the victory in Soldier Field. They're going to return the favor for us beating them at their house on Thanksgiving in a crucial game. And after that, I'm going to go to Woody because Woody's probably going to tell me I'm wrong and yell at me.
Yeah, probably. Because I'm a homer. Like I said, I said we're going to lose on Thanksgiving against Detroit. I think we're going to win at home against Detroit. We're split against Detroit this year. We should have swept them last year.
We should have swept them last year. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, Jalen Johnson. Worth your contract. But yeah, I think we'll win at home against Detroit.
What are you thinking, Dan?
I think we'll win this one. Jared Goff is not really good. Doesn't play real good in the cold weather, so I got us winning.
I think Gray is saying hell no to me with losing, or he's agreeing with you guys and saying hell no. He's thinking they're sweeping. Mike, what are you thinking about this Sunday, that the rematch with the Lions?
Well, consider this is what, week 16, 15?
Yeah.
That's going to be playoff implications. If we're in the hunt for the playoff seed,
16.
I think we're going to go out and beat them. Jared Goff, and Dan's right. Jared Goff doesn't play well in the cold. We can make his life a living hell. We can have a shot at beating that team.
So
it's all going to depend on the weather.
So let's go then. Week 17 is December 26th, the day after Christmas.
Yeah, it's
the Thursday night game.
Eastern time. Christmas is on the 25th, Ken. After.
Yeah, I know.
I got
the
you.
Day after Christmas. They got the Seahawks. They got the Seahawks. They're at home. In fact, final home game to close out Thursday night football at Soldier Field. Is anyone in this room taking the Seahawks?
No.
Nope, I'm a homer.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks. It's a short week. It's a short week, and I think we fumble the ball. I think we lose that game.
And of course, week 18, the date on it, I'm just going to slap there. Week 18. Oh, wait, there is no date. To be determined against the Green Bay Packers. But they did this last year for week 18. Remember, they'll have the entire schedule to be determined because there'll be some Saturday games, there'll be some Sunday games, and then there'll be Sunday night football. So to be determined, week 18 Packers in Green Bay. A game that could mean everything. It could mean everything to one team and nothing to another, or it can mean nothing to either in terms of the playoffs, but mean everything in terms of the rivalry. So Yoli's like, bring it on. Bring it on. All right, Yoli, we're going to bring it, and we're going to start bringing it with Woody. Woody, what's what's your call on this game?
Yep. Like I said earlier, we're splitting with Green Bay. They got us this game in Green Bay.
Dan, what do you think?
They got us because it's in Green Bay.
Mike, what do you think?
Man, this is the one I'm going to be excited because this is going to be make it or break it for playoffs. I'm hoping they both fight in position for a playoff spot, and this should be a hell of a match. If you win, you're in. You lose, you're out for both teams.
Woo.
But I'm still going to go with the Packers at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just made Yoli very happy. I said we'd split earlier. I'll stick with it for now. That may change as the year goes on. We'll see. We'll see as it goes on. I'm liking the Bears' chance, but Green Bay, until we prove it, I'll give it to Green Bay. Until we can prove otherwise. Now, here's the thing that's interesting, fellas, with the schedule. We already knew the teams before today. Fox Sports has said the NFC North is going to send 1, 2, 3 teams to the playoffs. The 3 teams they chose were Green Bay, Detroit, and the Bears. So, to me, that says we're winning at least 10 games to get in the playoffs. I saw on Sports Mockery, which half time is crap, half the time is decent, depending which authors write the article, right? The guy in Sports Mockery today had the Bears winning 12 games.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And that's what, dude, that was my reaction. I was like, really? 12 games? But I'm not going to rule that out either because if we have the Lions winning as many games as the Lions won last year, I mean, if things fall in the right way, sure, they could. I think, for me, 10 or bust. They got to win at least 10 for me. Dre says max 11. Matthew Lewandowski, I'm going to say the last name because I can say it right. He says 12 games sounds crazy. He thinks we'll be way better, but not 12 games better. Well, that'd be almost doubling our win total from last year. But
12 wins this division.
I think it does too. I mean, look, the offense is 100% different than last year. The defense is still great. But yeah, I don't know about 12. I don't know about 11. I think 10 is where we need to be, and I think we'll get there. What do you think, Woody? What's the win total for you?
Well, bring the schedule back up. I'll tell you what my win total was. I'll let you know.
All right, there's the first 11 games.
1, 2, 3. All right, next. 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 10-7.
All right, he's 10-7. What about you, Mike?
Same thing. What the script says below my name. Is 2 wins too much?
Dan, what about you?
This fucking guy.
10.
You serious, dude? Yeah, like if I was on Fox, please let me do a Brady roast, and I would love it.
You know what? I mean, and here's the thing: Greg Olson was really freaking good as on the broadcast, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How many wins you got, Ken?
More than 10. After I looked, and I said, "Oh yeah, I might have to recalculate some of this." I think I had 12, maybe even 13. But I mean, but that's how. But look at some of these games though that are going to be super close if it's one play. This is a one-play league. There were 3 games last year that we lost on a single play. So that would have made us a 10-win team last year with Justin Fields. So, I mean, that's why when someone says 12-13, I don't think it absolutely crazy. I think it's possible. This is going to be could be a 10-win team. For me, it's 10 or bust minimum. But is 13 out of the question? Not necessarily. Things could roll right. I mean, look at the 18 Bears. No one thought they'd win 13 games, yet they did.
Well, I'll go out the box and go a little different than Woody, Mike, and I believe Dan.
Homer.
My bad take is going to be like, we're going to win that last game of the year to make that 11-win season.
Homer.
Hey, I wasn't at 13 like Ken. I'm just saying.
Hear that gunfire?
Wow.
Yeah, they're shooting for Mike.
You never know.
I mean,
Listen, this is why we play the games. Like it, you never know. We could be 3 losses. Who knows? But we're just nobodies. We just give our opinions.
Lewandowski asked, "Do you guys think this is going to be the toughest division in the NFL?"
Yep.
Like a lot of people think.
Yes.
Brother, when you're projected to send 3 teams to the playoffs, you're definitely in that conversation.
Yep. Black and blue division.
Yep, we're gonna knock the She-Eagles right out of the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, I mean the defense alone probably can win the Bears 2 or 3 games, despite whether Caleb's having rookie issues or not.
Last year the
special teams gonna get it.
Last year the defense lost us 3 games.
The special teams gonna be interesting.
We're gonna win because of the Taylor, the punter.
Talk to me how Caleb will fit our offensive scheme.
Oh,
he can throw the ball. He stays in the pocket. When he moves out of the pocket, unlike Justin, who would just run more times than not, he's scanning downfield. He's more of a left and right than a north and south. So he's an east and west pocket mover instead of a north and south. So I think that's going to hit the scheme. The interesting thing with the scheme is Shane Waldron's schemes are usually wide receiver 1, 2, then tight end as the third look. With this team having 3 number 1 wide receivers on it, he may shift that. So Roma Dunze may be the third look now before you even get to a tight end. It's going to be very interesting how he adjusts his scheme because I don't think he's ever had this kind of firepower at the wide receiver position that this Chicago team has. Or you might see a situation where Rome and Keenan are swapping between 2 and 3, and he doesn't change the scheme as much. And that might be happening more to move them around, keep defenses on their toes, and possibly protect Keenan health-wise a little bit more.
And Mike and Ken, don't forget, Mike, bear down Mike too. Don't forget those. Can't forget about those screen passes.
Oh yeah, the negative 3-yard screen passes. Oh yeah.
Did you guys hear?
Swift more to do that screen pass than Herbert or Roschon.
Fucking sucks that play.
Well, not Bears related, but did you guys see on Christmas Day the games will be on Netflix?
Yeah.
And we get free.
Not to mention, there'll be at least 1 game in 2025 and 2026 on Netflix.
Get the Fire Stick. Get my program. Mike can have it. You'll get it for free.
It's not your program, but you let us.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Good. I'll tell them to cancel your fucking subscription.
I pay for it. Can't.
It's all right. I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
So yeah, and also for Bears fans, don't worry. Mike and I got you covered on the Facebook page. Look at the subscription page. We'll be rolling some things out like we did last year. For those that know, you know. So we'll have you covered that way too. But I saw a post like with the NFL now. In order to watch all the games, it's almost $800 a year because all the different streaming services you got to buy. I mean, why do you think this is why the salary cap went up as high as it did. This is what lets the cap go up. And one thing we didn't talk about tonight much was Jared Goff's contract and now how that's going to affect Jordan Love's contract. We talked about in the morning show, but that's going to affect if Caleb Williams is in fact the guy in Chicago. By the time we get ready to sign him, it might be 10 years, $600 million. And that might be considered cheap. Oh, look, we brought the morning show in. Welcome to the morning show in the afternoon. Thank you, Mike. We talked about it on Ken in the morning, though. We talked about it today. Look at Trey. I saw that. Yeah. We were there. I mean, the morning show, we're on every morning, 10 to 11 Central. We were talking about that, but it's going to be interesting.
No.
Manuel says, love the cast, but say you guys are wrong and Caleb isn't it. Would you admit Fields was better? Well,
absolutely.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
You'll hear it. You'll hear it first out of my mouth.
I can tell you this: Justin's a better evasive quarterback than anybody else in the league.
Extending the play.
I
I
mean, it's
remember
like
against Arizona, against Atlanta when he should have
Yes.
been sacked.
Yeah.
Any other quarterback is down.
3 times that guy Fields should have been sacked on that play.
The Detroit game where he should have been a safety.
Yep.
But
this is an
that should
interesting
have been a
question.
sack.
Do we think that he got a fair shake? Yes and no.
No.
I mean,
Hell no.
the yes part for me is this. When we finally did trade him, Cole said, "Where would you like to go?" And he said, "I want to go to Pittsburgh." And that's where we sent him. And we took less in compensation than we could have gotten for him. So from that aspect, yes. As a player, I'm going to agree with Dre and everyone else that said no. Because here we said, here's a team we're rebuilding. We're giving you nothing. Go win. And the guy did nothing but get better in every statistical category every year. He did nothing but improve himself and his team. And we finally give him another weapon last year, a legit receiver. That receiver has a career year. Cole Kmet has a career year. Then we say, we're going to give you all these weapons and kick your ass out the door.
Yep.
We did him dirty in that respect.
Poles wanted Caleb for the last 2 years. He said he's been watching his tape.
For 2 years,
but I watched the Pat McAfee show. He was on there. He watched him for 2 years. He loved the player. He loved his game. Now he's got to fall in love with the person. And he did. Justin never had a shot of staying on this team.
Trey said he had nothing until we gave him DJ. Look at Caleb Williams. I hope he's what Poles. I mean, at this point, with what Poles has done to date, as far as players he's drafted, the free agents he signed overall, he's earned, I think, from all of us that trust that we have that he did the right thing with drafting Caleb. I think he's earned our trust by his track record. Does anyone disagree with that?
No. I'm
See,
just
Woody
saying,
Dan agrees with me too.
he better be everything everybody says he is.
Listen, we all
this
thought
kid is going to be ruined.
We all thought when the Bears they fired their whole fucking coaching staff except Eberflus. They kept him on because of the defense, how good he did with the defense. Don't tell me nobody thought that everybody thought we were keeping Fields. I was the first one to admit that we're keeping Fields. Oh my God, we're getting a new coaching staff, blah, blah, blah. Imagine now if Fields was in our offense with Keenan Allen, Rome, Everett as the other tight end, the way he extends plays. Don't tell me Caleb Williams is going to come out and rule this team. Not happening. Sorry.
Yeah, Dre said
that's the Woody wrap-up. See ya.
He didn't draft Fields. Of course he didn't draft Fields. Fields should have never been drafted by the Bears. Ryan and Nagy were trying to save their jobs. Let me get this flashy quarterback. And then now we're hearing talks. It was toxic when Nick Foles and Andy Dalton and Justin in the locker room, in that QB room. Now, whether it's true or not, we don't know.
No. No, never will.
No.
Actually, Mike and I already have ours on the way.
Oh my
yes,
God.
Sir.
I have a Dune sale on the way too.
That's the next free gift away for Mike is the Caleb Williams.
No, I didn't get a Justin Fields jersey for a couple years after he played, so maybe this is the change of the new organization that we get it first. Don't worry, you'll have yours next year. If not, I'll get it for you.
Hey, we got a few minutes left. I'm going to switch us over. You ready? Because we have that magic here. Hi, welcome to the Huddle Sports Network.
Holy
wait,
shit.
where are my overlays? They're not on this one. Mike, where are the overlays with the other shows?
I'm sorry, people. Here we have technical difficulties.
Yeah, no doubt. They should have been here. I think we deleted them.
Pardon the interruption.
Yeah, we deleted them. So I was going to tell everyone about our shows the rest of the week, but all the Huddle shows are gone. So that's the Huddle Network. This is all the shows we have here. Tomorrow morning, we've got Ken and Ken in the morning. Look at that. Yeah, some people know that one. Tomorrow, Mike, do you have the list of the shows you can run through for everyone real quick?
Yes,
tomorrow?
sir. Right after the Ken and Ken show, you got Detroit Lions talk with Smoking Jeremy B. And then at 6 to 7, got Prim and Proper Sports. 7 to 8, Man Cave. 8 to 9, Prime Sports World. 9 to 10, Mac Podcast. And 10 to 11, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.
Holy Jesus Christ.
We're
Thank
up to
you.
32
Thank you.
podcasters, and we're literally adding daily.
We're still at it. So if you're a podcaster out there, get a hold of myself, get a hold of Mike. We'll get you set into the network. That's tomorrow. Of course, being Saturday now, when we were doing our shows for a little while, is now going to be an open mic, and then we will be back on Sunday at 11:30 Central. Or I'm sorry, 11 a.m. We make it a full hour now. We're going from a half hour to a full hour. Yeah, John. I mean, they kind of did. They did him dirty. And look at Williams. As a rookie quarterback, he is in a rookie quarterback's wet dream, is he not, gentlemen?
Yeah, I mean, I had plenty of wet dreams, but this is the topper.
Oh, geez.
That's why I don't like a laptop, fellas. Sorry.
Yeah, look, on that note, Mike was ready to exit the show left, right now. Say, we're done.
Wait, if I can talk about more, wait up. No, he is set up. He's set up. If he can't win, it's a bust this year. I don't care if he's a rookie or not. With the setup that he has, with all the offensive weapons, if he fucks up this year, it's a bust. And I told you so.
Yeah. If Caleb fails, it's all on him.
Yep.
Not the GM. It's not the coach. He is set up to have this team ready to go.
And Eberflus will be the next one on the hot box here.
So, Lewandowski, second say, says USC has put out a bunch of quarterbacks that have been terrible. Do you think Caleb can change that? Well, Stroud changed that last year for Ohio, so anything is possible. But yeah, I think he can. I think he can be the guy who changes it. I mean, here's the thing: like, is Caleb Matt Leinart? No, these are different guys, decade plus apart. I mean, it's hard to say. Well, this university puts out look at Tennessee's put out what one good quarterback, Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? So I mean, what game you guys think would impress you that a Bears win outside of the North? San Francisco
49ers.
For me. Yeah.
Niners game.
Niners game.
Do you remember who won that last game with the Bears Niners?
Yeah, that was the flood game.
Yep, exactly.
Week 1 though, that was preseason.
Yeah, it was week 1. But I mean, if you beat the Niners,
Lance was starting.
Yeah, if you beat the Niners that late in the season in San Francisco, I think that's a statement game right there. And look at the NFC North. If you have not noticed, if you haven't seen the rest of the schedules, is predominantly scheduled on a lot of marquee matchups that are nationally televised games. A lot of them. I mean, real quick, let's go through here and count the Bears. The ones that they have now that they haven't even been flexed yet, right? So if we go down the schedule, week 2, there's one. Jags. There's a third. Then you've got we don't have any for a bit. Then we go there to the Monday Night Football. Then we've got Thanksgiving. Then we got Thursday Night Football. That's 5 games that were scheduled to be nationally televised for the Bears. And the Lions have 3 or 4 as well. The Packers have 3 or 4 as well. The Vikings have a bunch. This division is going to be hot to watch. And on that terrible final take of me, I'm going to hand the ball off to Mike, who's going to let us off the show.
Bear down.